Doesn't want to go into first. That's weird. How do you get it to go into first? Alright, everybody. So my good buddy Alan let me borrow his Audi. This is a quick review. I always like the Audi interiors. They feel really solid. That's one of the biggest things about them that I like. So let's see how she do. It's a obviously a 6-speed manual. This is the two-liter turbo. And how do you get it to go into first? So I'm going to feather it. Maybe you have to come to a stop to get it to go into first. First. Ah, okay. Ooh, it doesn't want to go into first. That's weird. Let's go. Let's get it off the line here. And that was weird. There we go. I think it just wants to go into first. Oh. That's great. I got this. I got this.
Continue on US 1 North for 5 miles.
So I think maybe the linkage is a little bit out of line, because if I push it over to go like into first, it doesn't do that. Otherwise, okay, we're off to a roaring start. That was fun. I've never experienced that before in a manual. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to figure that out. Ride is good on this. You know, it's firmer. It should be. This is a semi-sporty entry-level luxury car. Pretty quiet. Let's see if the AC works. Auto. Set to 68. Ooh, the displays still work. It's always a good sign. Some of these older cars, one of the things that decays is the electrical connections, the microcircuitry. So let's see if I can do this. No, that's like going to first. There's first, right? I think I got it. Yep, that's first. Okay, so there we go. I just had to get used to that placement. I'm used to it. I guess the detent is worn or something, so I had to press it down the first time to shift into reverse. But then it's like it was stuck, so I could still push it all the way over into reverse. So that was funny. Shifter feels nice. It's a little ropey. Clutch is probably hydraulic. I don't feel anything in the clutch. It's definitely one of my favorite body styles. The RS4 version of this was super cool looking. Came in that butter yellow or bright blue. Definitely a really cool design. Oops. Well, there we go. That didn't work. I'm stuck, guys. Versus the Saab, it feels like it's got a little bit more low-end torque, like lower down, and that's probably reflected in actual numbers. These had around, I believe, 200 horsepower, maybe slightly below that if I remember, and about 210 foot-pounds of torque. This engine. This is the 2-liter. There was also a 1.8 which had less. Yeah, it feels good to drive a stick shift again, assuming I'm not going to break it or pull the knob off. I love the seat quality and comfort in Audi Volkswagen products. They really do have nice seats. Always seem to have the proper bolstering, and then they have good padding, and then the panel placement and design means that there's less stress on the leather seams, so they tend to last longer. I think they do pretty well versus like domestic products. Honda and Toyota do the same thing. They have pretty good panel design, so a lot of these seats will last quite a while. First, that's good. AC is working good. Turn signal works. You know, these older European cars, Saab, Audi, Volvo, BMW, they pack a lot of features into these cars. And so you have a lot of really small wiring and really small connectors. And no matter what, copper wiring in any system, if it has a load on it, headlights, spark plugs, wiring that has a constant load on it, it will decay. The copper itself begins to break down after so many years. And if you have really thin wiring, because you are packing a lot of features and materials into a car's frame, you're doing that because, you know, in the case of this car, you want it to be a sporty driving car, good performance. So you have to make things lighter weight, thinner, smaller, and for that performance gain. But the problem with that is over time, all of those electrical connections will break down faster. You've got it's just less material. That's just normal. That's why I believe that a lot of the domestic cars and Asian cars will last longer, because they build things a little bit more robustly. And just for example, if you pull a dash out of an Audi versus a Toyota, the plugs that are installed behind these head units are really different. They're basically a lot more bulky on Toyotas. And that's just a choice that both manufacturers make. They have different designs. But my theory is that if you have more material to transmit energy, it's going to last longer. Heavier flywheel. When I went to upshift there, I still had some RPMs I was carrying, and it like revved a little bit between shifts. But it's got a little bit of a heavier flywheel, which makes casual driving easier, because you don't have to shift quite as fast. Really nice car. Really pleasant driving. Not the factory bumper, but looks really good. And here's Alan.
It still has the catalytic converter. Hasn't been stolen yet.